ABC, it is Old Metal Rocker 66. We are in the 6th month of 2025, and I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks now, and I was waiting on a few albums to arrive, and I'm going to show you some thrash albums that have been released this year that are kicking my ass. And I'm seeing a few of these on other thrash sites on Facebook from friends, and but I mean, in my opinion, this year alone has been one of the greatest years for thrash, in my opinion. Now that's just coming from me. Others may disagree, but you know, whatever. But to me, it's one of the best years for thrash. New bands, old bands. We could be talking about another thrash invasion now, since it's been almost like 20 years plus, when the first or the second wave of thrash metal came. And, you know, and I've been seeing this over the last 5-6 years now, even a little bit farther back. A lot of these bands now are in the midst of putting out third album, fourth albums, maybe just 2 albums, you know, depending on the bands. And a lot of these are newer bands, and I'm going to show you some of these that are kicking ass. Some of them are a little bit older, but I'm going to show you a couple CDs that are really, really good. And out of the blue, I just got this. This band is out of Canada, and I know there's going to be a vinyl release because I've already talked to the guy who sent this to me. And I do have all the other material this band has put out. This is their 5th release from Rectify, and this is called Hybridized. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hybridized, like hybrid. But 9 new tracks from Rectify with Mike Hanchuk, who used to be involved with Annihilator out of Canada at one time, and Rectify, awesome. But I know there will be a vinyl release, hopefully. At least that's what I'm guessing, but killer stuff. And then I've had this for a while, and I'll show you the vinyl a little bit later, but this is a band out of Pocatello, Idaho. And this band was formed back, I believe, in 1988 in Germany. And I mean, they didn't do a whole lot over there, maybe a demo or you know, or a mini EP or whatever. And then there was nothing. They were maybe around for 4 years, 3 years, somewhere in that vicinity back then, and then they just didn't do much. Moved to the U.S., and now they're currently out of Pocatello, Idaho, and the band is called Buried Faith. And let's see, it's Blackened Skies and Open Graves. If you like Vulture, Cryptos, Evil Invaders, you know, and that vocal styling, this more of a blackened vocal style, but really killer thrash. And this is a really good album. We'll start here with a newer band that's been around probably 7-8 years now, I think. Overt Enemy out of Texas. I'm not sure where out of Texas, but brand new. Inception, Possession. I think these guys early when they started out as female vocals, they were more of a thrash band with punk influences, and I think they've kind of gotten away from more of the punk and went into more of a straightforward thrash. And yeah, these guys, killer, great stuff. Definitely, this is actually, it is a full album, but it doesn't have the regular album cover where you slip it in. This is kind of a J card. So I got this last week, and it came it was in a record mailer, and it had a crease. It was creased in packing, and I know it was when they shipped it. So I got hold of the band, and they're sending me a new one. So that's what I love about buying from bands directly. When you do have any damage, I mean, there's no hesitation. They'll always replace it if they can, you know. But over at Enemy, another Texas band. This is their first release, full length. They put out EPs and demos, and these guys have been around since the 80s as well. But this is their first full length Texas thrash band, Annihilator, and this is called Death is Calling. Raw vocal sounding, almost blackened at times, but killer thrash, great cover. I just got this, heard this today, fantastic. Needs more spins to see how far it'll be in my list. And I showed you the CD. Well, here's the vinyl, which I got today. Pre-ordered, I got number 17 out of 100, and I pre-ordered this well over a month ago. And anyway, there's the back cover, just black vinyl, and it's not on a label. It's put out by the band, so I'm not sure where they got it pressed at or what, but it sounds really good. I've been playing this a lot as far as the CD, and I do have it on my phone as well when I ride my bike. But yeah, this is good. Gonna be high on my list. And then this beast here, I wish it was longer. I mean, this thing would be astronomically high on my list. But I mean, it's 22 minutes, but it's 22 minutes of bone-busting thrash from Hyrix, and Faster Than Death. And on red vinyl, pre-ordered. Again, that's the only negative about the album. I wish it was longer, and I know others would wish it was too. But killer stuff. And a band called Mind Wars, and this has the guitarist that was in trying to think of the band. It's right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember it. Of course, that's what happens when you get on camera. You get a brain fart. You get stupid. But anyway, Mind Wars. This is the album V. This came out earlier this year. I'm trying to think. Oh, the guitarist from Holy Terror is formed this band, Mind Wars. I believe this is their second release, first on vinyl, but this is really good too. Another three-piece. I believe these guys are a three-piece. I think they're out of Arizona, but killer stuff. And this is the first time ever on vinyl. I think pretty much any format other than the demos. And this comes out on No Life Till Metal, a good friend Scott Waters' label, Anger is Art. And this thing is so good. It sounds amazing. It's on orange vinyl. And Steve Gaines from Abater and Bloodlust. But yeah, this is really good. Check it out. And the latest Warbringer, Wrath and Ruin. We're out on tour now. I think Scott Waters and a few others on the Metal Roundtable have seen them this year, but they never come up where I live up in North Dakota. But anyway, this is the Warbringer, Wrath and Ruin. Killer thrash has, to me, it reminds me more. It has more of a. The vocals are more, I wouldn't say black, maybe a little black in vocals, you know, but done just perfectly. Fits right in on Napalm Records. So, yeah, Another great release. And a legendary band from the 80s still doing it. And this thing, I put this on the other day again, and it sounded so good. When this came out probably about 2 months ago, the new Destruction, Birth of Malice. So good. Like I say, to me, this is one of the best years for thrash ever, as far as the new releases by new bands, old bands. Not real old bands, but this is really good. I love when Randy Black came to this band. I've always loved his drumming when he was in Primal Fear, and let's see, he was in a couple, I can't remember the other bands, but he was in Annihilator as well. But I think he's suited more for thrash. And very good album. One of their early releases of the year. And the 5th release from the thrash band out of Costa Rica. First one on vinyl, 5th release, Chemicide. Violence prevails, straight, raw sounding thrash in your face. Just killer. They really upped it from their 4th one. The other 4 on CD only. I would hope eventually they might come out on vinyl. It sure would be nice, but Chemicide, they've been around for a while now, so they're kind of in that 2nd tier maybe, but good album. And these guys out of Poland, I think they have a couple albums out, but I'm familiar with this one. This one came out probably about a month ago. Very raw thrash sounding, early maybe venomish sounding type thrash, maybe in that vein. Warfield, and with the Old Breed, just absolutely killer. And again, like I say, so much thrash is out there right now, coming out even on CD. I belong to like 4 different thrash Facebook groups, and each one of them are showing different bands all the time. But there's one that just shows new bands, but mostly on CD. And there's so many coming out this year, it's unbelievable. But anyway, some Warfield. And then these last 2 are the ones that have really, I think, put it to another level, in my opinion, this year. Not saying those other ones are way behind, don't get me wrong, they're not. These 2 just stand out a little bit more, in my opinion. And of course, I'm talking about the 2nd release from Chicago thrash band, Misfire and Product of the Environment, which we're listening to in the back. This thing is so good. So good. It is, let's see here, you got, trying to think of We Went Through Hell, great track, Born to Die, Living the Dream, just solid, and that's just on side 1. But right now, I haven't decided where it'll be right now, but this is definitely 1 or 2 right now. I haven't decided. So good. If you have not gotten this, definitely pick it up. You can go over to MRNK and order this. I don't know. They might be out. In fact, I think they are out right now. I think they're sold out of the first pressing. So you can go over there and check. But they do have the first one, which I ordered here. It should be here this week, I would imagine. But this is ball-busting, head-stomping, in-your-face thrash. Heavy thrash. Raw, heavy thrash. This is killer stuff. And then right now, this band, I've been following them now for just about over a year. I tried to purchase their first CD through their website, and they were sold out. so I wasn't able to get a first run put out by the band, but Shadow Kingdom picked up the band and put out their first CD out on vinyl, cassette, CD. I don't know if it's on a download or not. I think it might be, but these guys are out of Louisiana, and I just can't praise this band enough. Void, Horrors of Reality. Thrash, it's a thrash album, but this has more, maybe, I wouldn't say progressive, but it has more technical aspects in this than the Misfire. The Misfire is more straight in your face thrash, where this is more technical, and it does get straight in your face at times. But I mean, the dual guitars on this are just absolutely, they just fit so well together. The vocals, I mean, this definitely has that mid 80s, early 80s vibe, maybe Exodus, Overkill, stuff like that. But yeah, this is Annihilator. It comes to mind. This definitely has a lot of Annihilator influence. So that's where you get more of the technical guitar aspects, like Jeff Water does on a lot of the early Annihilator albums. Well, this kind of reminds me of Jeff Waters in a way, with how the leads go back and forth. One's more technical, and one is more pure thrash orientated as far as guitar playing. But they just fit well together. 5-piece band and I have 2 copies actually. I have the cassette, I have the CD, and I have the orange and the black. The black you can get through Shadow Kingdom. The orange was through Void's Bandcamp. They're all sold out. These are no longer available. So I'm not sure how many there were, but they are working on album number 2, and from what I've heard, and it's been vague, that they're talking about end of summer, early fall release, August, September maybe. They're talking. Somebody told me the name, I just can't think of it right offhand. But so we're looking for album number 2. But this is so good. I just took the CD out of my truck here last week after being in there since I got it. Been probably a month or so. And usually when I go bike riding, I throw that on and Misfire, and it takes care of my hour-and-a-half ride. So anyway, like I said, it's just been a thrashtastic year for thrash being released, whether it's new bands, old bands, or in between bands, whatever. And there's so many good bands out there. So I think there's probably the original, the second, and I think now the third tier of these thrash bands are coming out, and they're so good. So good. I remember when Havoc first came out years ago, back 2010 maybe, I think that's when it was. Fairly new young band. I think Void kind of reminds me of that in a way. But anyway, that's all I have. Got any comments, leave them below, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.